Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to break down a condition that you've almost certainly heard of, type 2 diabetes. We're going to cover what it is, what to look out for, and most importantly, the powerful ways it can be managed. Right then, let's dive in.
Now we're starting here because these things are so easy to just brush off, aren't they? You think, oh, I'm just a bit run down or I've been busy, but these feelings can actually be the very first clues your body is giving you that something's a bit off.
So here's our plan for today. We'll kick off with the basics, then we'll get into symptoms and risks. After that, we'll cover potential health issues, the treatments and lifestyle changes you can make, and finally, we'll talk about managing your health for the long run.
Right. First things first. What actually is type 2 diabetes? Let's get to the bottom of it. Okay, it all boils down to a hormone called insulin. The easiest way to think about insulin is like a key. Its job is to unlock your body's cells to let sugar, or glucose in, which your body then uses for energy. With type 2 diabetes, that key is a bit faulty. Either the lock has become stiff and the key doesn't work so well, or your body just isn't making enough keys in the first place.
And because that key isn't working properly, the sugar gets stuck outside the cells. It has nowhere to go, so it just builds up in your bloodstream. You can picture it like a massive traffic jam on the motorway. And over time, it's that constant high level of sugar that can start to cause damage.
It's also really important to know the difference between type 2 and type 1 diabetes. Type 1 is what's called an autoimmune condition, where the body's own immune system attacks the cells that make insulin, so you can't make any at all. Type 2, which is much more common, is all about the body not using insulin effectively, and the good news is, its onset can often be prevented or at least delayed.
So, we know what's happening inside the body, but how does that actually feel? Let's have a look at the signs your body might be sending you and the things that might put you more at risk.
These are the big ones, the classic symptoms. The reason you feel so tired? Your cells are literally being starved of the fuel they need, and at the same time, your kidneys are working overtime to try and flush out all that extra sugar, which is why you're heading to the loo more often, and of course, feeling thirsty because of it. And it's not just those four. There are other, sometimes more subtle clues to watch out for. High blood sugar can affect the tiny blood vessels in your eyes, which can cause blurred vision. It can also slow down your circulation and your body's ability to heal, which is why cuts might take longer to get better, or you might pick up infections more easily. Now this is absolutely crucial to understand. These symptoms can creep up on you so gradually, often over many years, that you might not even notice them. In fact, some people have no symptoms at all, which is exactly why it's so important to know about the risk factors.
So, if the signs aren't always obvious, how on earth are you supposed to know if you might be at risk?
Well, it's really a mix of things, isn't it? Some of them you just can't change, like your age, your family history, or your ethnic background. But, and this is the important bit, there are other factors that you absolutely can influence, like your weight and how active you are.
The main takeaway here is simply to be aware. If any of this is ringing a bell, or you see yourself in a few of those risk factors, the best thing you can do is just have a chat with your GP. It's not scary. A simple blood test is all it takes to find out what's going on.
Okay, let's talk about the long-term picture. And I want to be clear, this part isn't about scaring anyone. It's about understanding why managing your blood sugar is so vital for your future health.
This says it all, really. It is all about control. The things we're about to discuss are real risks, but they are not inevitable, not at all. Good, steady management of your blood sugar can make a massive difference and dramatically lower your chances of developing these problems.
So how does the damage happen? Well, think of your blood vessels like pipes. Over time, high blood sugar is a bit like limescale building up in those pipes. It makes them stiff, narrow, and inflamed, which restricts blood flow. This can affect the big vessels going to your heart and brain, but it can also damage the tiny delicate ones in your eyes, your kidneys, and the nerves in your feet.
Now, while it is rare, it is so important to recognize these signs. If you're unwell with something else, like a nasty bug, your blood sugar can become dangerously high. This can lead to a serious condition where your body gets severely dehydrated. If you or someone you know with diabetes has this combination of symptoms, this is not a wait-and-see situation. It's a medical emergency. You need to call for an ambulance or go to A&E straight away.
Right, that was the heavy stuff. Let's move on to the really empowering part, what you can actually do about it. Think of this as your personal toolkit for taking charge. And this is fantastic news. For so many people, especially when it's caught early, just making some meaningful changes to your diet and getting more active can be powerful enough to get your blood sugar levels under control. Sometimes it can even lead to what's called remission, which is where your blood sugar levels go back to a healthy range without you needing medication.
So what does a healthy lifestyle actually mean? Well, it's not about going on some crazy, restrictive diet you can't stick to. It's about small, sustainable changes. It could be swapping a sugary fizzy drink for water, or adding an extra portion of veg to your dinner plate, or even just a brisk walk on your lunch break. And stopping smoking is one of the single best things you can do for your health, as it really helps protect those blood vessels.
And please, remember this, needing medicine is absolutely not a sign of failure. It's just another tool in your toolkit. Sometimes lifestyle changes just aren't quite enough to get your blood sugar down to a safe level on their own, and that's exactly what medicine is there for.
Your doctor will work with you to find what's best. Metformin is usually the first port of call. There are other options too, like medicines that can help you feel fuller for longer, and also help with weight loss. And of course, if other treatments aren't getting the job done, insulin itself is an option to help manage your levels.
All right, last section. Let's talk about the long game. Because managing diabetes really is a marathon, not a sprint. So here's how you stay on track.
This is just so important. You are not doing this on your own. You'll have a whole care team, your GP, nurses, dietitians, who are all there to support you, answer your questions, and cheer you on. It's a partnership.
Think of these appointments as your body's annual MOT. The HbA1c blood test is brilliant because it gives you an average of your blood sugar control over the last few months. And the yearly checks for your feet, your eyes, and your kidneys are all about spotting any tiny problems at the earliest possible stage, which is when they're easiest to sort out.
Before we wrap up, I just want to quickly mention something called prediabetes. This is where your blood sugar is higher than it should be, but not quite in the diabetes range. You should think of this as a critical warning sign, but also as a golden opportunity. It's your body telling you that you've got a chance to make some changes now and potentially stop type 2 diabetes from developing at all.
So, we'll leave you with this thought. Whether you're just looking to be healthier, you've been recently diagnosed, or you've been managing diabetes for years, it all comes down to the small positive choices you make every single day. So what's one simple thing you could do today for your health? Thanks for watching.